plaintiff, Scott Riggle, says soon after meeting the defendant, he discovered she was a stripper. Scott was living in his van, but claims the defendant agreed to let him live in her driveway in exchange for driving her to work. But he's suing her today for unpaid tolls and personal property. Defendant Stephanie Geyer says she allowed Scott to stay in her driveway because he was homeless, and she felt sorry for him. But Scott turned out to be a dirty old man who rarely showered. Stephanie's countersuing Scott for unpaid rent.
Start with you.
Your Honor, no offense to this young lady over here, but she is a stripper.
She look like a church lady today.
Yeah.
I go to church.
Go ahead.
I go to church every Sunday.
You do go to church every Sunday?
Yeah.
I knew I hit it right on the
I've
head.
never seen her go to church.
Well, I guessed it, and I'm usually right. Go ahead. I'm right today. Woman looked like a church lady. Say she goes every Sunday to church. She's a church lady. Do you stay for the second offering, or you slip out before the second offering?
I usually stay for the whole session.
All right. Do you have two offerings?
I don't believe so.
No? I need that church.
Yeah.
Church I go to, they got two offerings.
No, it's just one.
All right, go ahead. And then at the end, some of them at the end, I went to one church, it was the third offering at the end. And they actually locked, I swear on everything, but it had the deacons block the exit because he said, I don't want you to desecrate this service by leaving it without giving to the Lord. So, deacons stop the sinners from leaving and shake them down. All right. So I appreciate you being here. I always appreciate a nice church lady who shares faith. Why are y'all laughing? I'm a man of faith. Go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, when I met this lady, she told me all kinds of stories of why she wasn't working locally.
Where do you all know each other from?
She lived next to my best buddy. We were trying to help each other out. She did not have a vehicle. She was kicked out of a lot of the clubs that were local.
I don't understand what you mean.
The clubs, the strip clubs.
She was an exotic dancer.
She is still an
Okay,
exotic
she's still
dancer.
one. We need more exotic dancers in church. We do, because sometimes they sin. Not all the exotic dancers are sinners, but some of them are. I go to church a lot. I sin, and folks want to know, why the judge always saying, what is he doing wrong? Does he steal? Does he do that? One of the things, I got a potty mouth. I curse like a dog. Folks don't know that about me. That's a shame. I just curse. So all of us need a little church. We're all doing a little something wrong. You know, I lie every now and then too, if you put me in the corner. So go ahead, sir.
All right.
You all knew each other, and you were taking her to the clubs because she had gotten put out of all the local ones.
All the local
Why?
ones with it. Well, it was for the thieving and the smoking of marijuana on the job, and actually
Stealing from
stealing.
who? She gather up other
from the
people's
guys
money?
who come to see her. She'd be giving them a lap dance, and she would take their necklace right off their neck.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's
she
a lie.
showed me many times.
Showed you what?
Coming out with the chain going, how much do you think this is?
Let me allow her to give some background before we get to the personal property and the unpaid tolls that you're suing her for. Tell me
First
about
of
your
all,
association
he
with
is
him.
a dirty old man, all right? This guy doesn't shower. He doesn't use the bathroom in the house. He uses the bathroom in the car, okay? This is why he was
the
fired.
bathroom in whose car?
His car that I let him live in my driveway because I felt bad for him as a
You let
Christian
him-
woman I am.
He was homeless?
Yes, he was homeless, and his
Yes,
daughter.
I was, Your Honor.
His
You look
daughter,
like an accountant.
I had my operation to relieve my pain, and I was able to get another job.
Okay,
Go
so
back
you
to
were
work.
legitimately homeless, obviously. And how long did you stay? How long did he stay
He
in
was
your
at my
driveway?
house for a year. I would cook
A
for
year?
him. I gave him
I
one
was
plate
there
of
from
food
September
every
till
night.
In the
January.
driveway?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I got the small
You couldn't
guts.
find a homeless shelter in a year?
Your Honor, they weren't letting
Go
me
ahead,
in.
stutter. Stutter until the lie comes out.
They wouldn't let me in.
For a whole
mainly-
year, there was no, where do you live?
Pasco County, Florida.
All right, and,
Newport Richie.
and for an entire year, there was not a bed for a homeless person.
Everyone I applied for, I either had to be on drugs or be a veteran. That's what I kept running into.
I would beg you to take a shower. I would beg you to come in the house and use the bathroom in the house.
Your Honor, had many showers and used the bathroom many different places, i.e. the local.
I have proof that he did it from my neighbor, and I have proof that I gave him back all the things that he's accusing me of.
We got to get past this nastiness first. And the first question I have for you, ma'am, he used to take you to work?
Yes.
Every day or how often?
No, it was about 2 days a week.
So 2 days a week, how far was work?
An hour.
An hour?
An hour.
Hour there, hour back.
The smell was
So for 2 days a week, for a year.
It got.
Turn left.
It wasn't
Turn
that bad
right.
in the beginning. It wasn't.
Yeah, your head out the window.
It wasn't
hanging
that
out
bad
the
in the
window.
beginning.
Hold on.
Because
What?
he would come into the house. It wasn't that bad in the beginning. He would come into the house, but he stopped coming into the house. The smell got bad. I would beg him to take a shower and use the bathroom in the house. He would not. And things got so bad where I started smelling when I went to work. And I told him, I can't do this no more. I came home and told him he had to get out of my driveway for the safety of my mother and my son.
That's a lie.
So you allowed him to stay in your driveway to take you in exchange for taking you to work?
That and his daughter lived next door. I'm a mama. I felt really
How
bad.
could he live with his daughter?
Because he was so nasty. They didn't want him living in their driveway.
How much were you paying him to take you?
I would give him $50 a night to take me to and from work with the promises that he would pay rent $100 a week. And
That's
he
a
never
lie,
did.
Your Honor. There was never agreement to pay $100 a week.
I gave him, I would hook up electricity, and I would always cook a warm plate of food. Like, he was part of the family. I felt bad, so I would break bread with him like I would
Your Honor,
everybody
my
else.
daughter was making money.
And
So he would come into the house.
And I would cook food
Hold
for his
on.
daughter, too.
He would come into the house?
No, he would not come into the house. I would bless the food together, and I would bring him his food because he wouldn't want to be associated.
In the car?
Yeah. I mean, my church group lady, Laura, tried to get him to go to church, but she even said the smell of his van was overpowering.
They wouldn't even let him in church.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's bad. So.
Go ahead. Why are you suing her?
Your Honor, I'm suing her because she agreed to pay for the tolls.
For you taking her back and forth to work?
Correct.
Why'd you have to go an hour away? Did they ban you in all the local
No,
clubs?
I go an hour away because it's more classy an hour away from my work. I mean, where I live. I work an hour away because there are 5-star clubs in Tampa.
So you never been put out?
No.
Go ahead, sir.
From September through January 18th, the tolls come to a total of $305. She did pay $50 on that, and I have those evidences right here.
Let's see it, please. Doyle.
There's 2 bills. One's from the toll by plate, and the other one's from Hillsborough
Okay.
County.
All right. Well, I love this part of the country.
Not when he's driving around.
That's right. And so, the personal property, how does she owe you for that?
Personal property was things that she would borrow, coffee pot, my AC unit.
She would
I
borrow
have a
from
central
you.
AC
She would
unit.
borrow stuff from me. She removed my mini refrigerator out of the van so that I could take her to
I have
go get
proof. I
her
gave
new
them all
son's
back.
bed. And that was the day I got her
So
to
you
work.
didn't have a place to live.
Correct.
She had a place to live, but no refrigerator. You had a refrigerator, but no place to live.
Correct. It was one hand washes the other.
You have your list of items, sir.
Yes,
You're
I do.
sounding more and more ridiculous. Ma'am, what do you say about these tolls and his property?
I do not owe him any tolls. I was very generous by giving him a job and giving him $50 a night to get me to and from work. My job is only 36 miles away. He got to and from there. He would stay in the back.
How much did the tolls come to
$1.
in your understanding?
$1 on the way there and $1 on the way back.
So it was $7 there and back every day.
Give me a copy of that, because all the tolls I've been through in that region is $1.
It was $1 per toll booth.
So-
We went through 4 toll booths to get there
wow.
and
Is that
4
true?
back.
No, that's not true.
The dates and times.
Show
are
me
there.
4 different ones. Don't
Sure.
hand me 20 pages and tell me to figure it out. You want me to do a lot of figuring here. And the personal property, ma'am.
personal property I gave back to his best friend, my neighbor, the day that I came home and, told him, you have to leave. And
Why didn't you give it to him?
because his best friend, he didn't want to have talked to me. He didn't want nothing to do with me. So I gave him back his property to his best friend, and I got proof of that.
All right, let's see that, please, Doyle. And your $5,000 counterclaim for rent, how does he owe you for that?
He was supposed to give me $100 a week.
And never gave you a dime?
Huh?
Never gave you anything?
I mean, honestly, I just felt bad. He gave me
So
the
that's
promises.
$400 a month
Yes.
to live in the driveway?
Yes. $100 a week. It was supposed to be every Sunday. And I felt bad giving him the money that I was giving him. I felt bad taking because he didn't, I'm a mom.
Did you agree to give her $400 a month to
Never.
sleep in your
I would
car
have
in
my
the
own place at
driveway?
that.
Right. Well, he says he didn't agree to pay that, and
In fact,
I don't
have
believe
a
he did
text.
either. Pardon?
I'm sorry.
You have a text that says
I
what?
have a text that says otherwise. Here is also the 2 days. I just highlighted just 2 days
Of tolls?
of tolls.
Of locations?
Yes, sir.
4 different?
And the times.
Yeah. And
Paid to do so.
Pardon me?
It was paid $50.
I know,
a
but you
night.
said there was only one toll. That's not the
Yeah.
issue now. The issue is whether you were honest or not. You say it was
No,
one.
there
You
is only
just
one toll.
demonstrated it was more than one.
I work on Del Mayberry Road in Tampa. There's only one toll.
But to get there
To
from
get there,
where
and
you
then when you
live,
get back, there's one
where
toll.
do you
too.
live? In Port Richey?
I live in Newport Richey, yeah.
Right, and you say there's only one toll
Yes, between
going from
that.
there to Tampa.
Yeah.
That was my assumption, but he's reading off
I don't
three
know where
different
he
tolls.
went.
This is straight from the state, or I'm sorry, from the toll by plate, and it's got the time and the dates of every single toll that I went to. There was 3 on the way in there on the Veterans Highway, and then once we got off the Veterans Highway and got into Hillsborough, there was another 1.
You definitely pay one on Veterans Highway there, shooting off of 75 toward the airport, right off the airport in Tampa.
Bottom line,
know exactly
I'm
now.
not driving. He's driving. I gave him money
Oh,
for
bottom
tolls
line,
and
now
gas.
you don't know. You
Paid
come
him
with
to
the
do so.
bottom line all of a sudden. All I know is I paid him. That means all you know is you don't know.
That doesn't
and
matter.
personal property,
I mean, I know what's
I'm
real.
going to grant you that as well. She returned it to your neighbor instead of returning it to you. She should have returned it to you. $589 is your judgment. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.